also did order up the dash kit for the car. So, you know what I'm saying, speedometer, tachometer, gauges. So jump down in the comment section, let me know what you think it is. What's good, Grind Schoolers? It's your boy Rob, and today we in the shop. So Dash is on the way to the crib. We're about to finish up wiring up the car. We are, as you've seen in the last video where we concluded that we had everything all nice and neat, cleaned up, and routed where it needs to go. It just needed to be spliced in. So that's pretty much where we are gonna go, or what we're gonna do now. So I'm not even gonna talk too much, man. I'm gonna just show y'all what we got and, you know, keep moving. So anyways, go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you get notifications every single time I drop another video. And let's get into it. All right, y'all, you see who it is. Dash came through to help me out. So I already, like I said, like I explained before, I wired everything through. We just gotta cut it, splice it, do what we gotta do here, make it real simple and easy. But I was showing him the difference between when I did this the first time and this time. The difference between, you know, how painless has evolved. So when I was doing it the first time, you had to basically, the only things that you could see in here, probably like the starter and, you know what I'm saying, the alternator and stuff. And then you had to go in here and try to figure out which is what. But pretty much you had to read what was going on in here, you know what I'm saying? And the schematics look like the Haynes manual. I referenced that the other day in my last video that I might have to use the Haynes manual because I had to use it with this one just to kind of figure out what's what. But pretty much it's like, all right, yellow, black wire, you know what I'm saying, right door lock, you know what I'm saying, fuse panel. It was all of this. This is what tells you what needs to be wired and where. In this one, this book is a lot thicker. They got colors, you know, how to wire up the alternator, the battery, the starter, how to put your fuse block. I had to figure all that stuff out, you know what I mean? So this is a whole lot better. Like even the headlight wiring diagram is way better, you know what I mean? You got all of your different colors, which wires which. Man, shout out to Painless. Like I said, this ain't a sponsored video, but they've come a very long way from all the colors. They've made it for real painless. And some of the instructions that tell you what to do, but for the most part, like this part for sure, I had to figure all this out, y'all. I had to figure out which connectors went where, and that took a bulk of the time because I needed to make sure that everything was correct so that when I put it together, everything worked the way it needed to work, and I didn't have to try to figure out what was wrong, why it's not working, taking everything apart. I had to figure out each one of these terminals, and each one I had to figure out where it went, like based off of this information here. Like it still wasn't that difficult, but still it's kind of like, man. But yeah, I just wanted to turn y'all on and show y'all that, man, the huge difference between what it used to be and what it is now. But I'm gonna just stop talking. I'm gonna just set y'all up on the camera, get to work so that we could try to knock out as much as we can. Y'all, so you see what we got going down. Dash got most of this stuff like already wired up for the headlights. I need to get a ground wire. Yeah, ground wires. And I need to get a couple of new connectors for the high beam and the parking light. So we need to get that done, situated. But we pretty much, I've been really like struggling with this wiring through the firewall because you got to cut a whole bunch of like zip ties in order to like loosen up the wires a little bit so that the bulkhead can push through or the fuse box could push through the firewall a little bit. So I was busy doing all that. Now I put one of these T-tops on. I'm gonna probably put the other one on because we're gonna have to take out the back seat. And like I said, as I take the trim off, I'm gonna just leave it off because I'm gonna paint it. It still looks a mess under there, which is cool for now. And then yeah, we're just gonna keep on knocking it out. We most likely are not gonna finish today because it's already 4 o'clock and it's starting to get cold already. The sun done ran from us, so yeah, but we're knocking it out. I don't know how long it's gonna take to get done either, because it's supposed to be really cold this week, and I don't know if I'm gonna be out here like that. Like I told Dash, that if it worst comes to worst, at least if the front end is done, then I don't even have to open up the garage, and I could just kind of keep it moving, because that's what makes it cold in here, is when the garage is open, unless the sun is out. So yeah, but anyways, man, we're gonna keep on working, getting things taken care of, and then
Couldn't have got the same kit. The same kit I did, this would have been done. Different kit.
Yeah, so we knocking it out though, man. All right, Dash just left, so we got the headlights ready to go. I just got to do a couple more things and they'll be plug and play. So the headlight section is good, and then pretty much there's a whole lot of extra wire, so a couple of those wires just got to come and go into the distributor. One got to get ran towards the alternator, the starter, and then what else? Oh, the oil, what is the oil sensor, and then there's one somewhere for the coolant temperature sensor. You know what, I got the one routed for the Elco right here. I think I'm gonna route my coolant temperature sensor on that side, because there's more room for it on that side. And then when I do the Holly and all that kind of stuff, or not the Holly, well, yeah, the Holly, because once you do the Holly, it'll plug into wherever the sensor is, so it should be good. But I'll open that port back up, put a temperature sensor in there when I get the dashboard, whichever one I go with, and that should be good to go. But I'll run the wire right there. So that wire, alternator wire, the distributors are for the tachometer and the power, the oil sensor, and then the starter. And then I have this big wire right here for the battery, but I'm gonna leave the battery wires how they are to the alternator. If I need this later on down the road for, you know what I'm saying, when I do the LS, because this is a lot more wire than that one won't reach over here. And I know the alternator goes on this side for the LS. So I'll leave that and I'll save that for later. And then after that, man, the engine portion is done. And then I didn't get a chance to get up in here and start matching all the connectors and stuff like that. I'll do that later. I haven't had a chance to get there. I've been just trying to get everything routed and everything cleaned up the way it needs to be cleaned up, so that this can be done. And then we move on to the next phase. We'll start connecting all of these for the ignition switch, the turn signals, all that good stuff. And then whatever wires I could flush out that are excess, that we don't need anymore, I'll go ahead and try to take those out. And then we'll go ahead and start going through the back. Like I said, I got the T-tops back onto the car, so I'll take the back seat out, and then I'll take some of these plastics out too as well. But yeah, man, we're getting there. I think now that everything is kind of routed the way it needs to be routed, it should probably start going a little bit faster, man. All I got to do is put the connectors in, put them in the plugs, and we're good to go. You know what I'm saying? Just keep on, put them in the plugs, keep going as far as I can go. And then all of this whole situation is my next priority, my next task. So that's what I'm gonna take care of. I'm not gonna conclude the video. I'm just done for today. This is just it for me for today. And then, yeah, we'll keep it moving. All right, y'all, so here's where we at. I had to kind of unravel the wiring harness that goes to all the engine management stuff, because I had to pull the third brake light, or not the third brake light, the brake light switch was wired within the engine management system, so I had to pull that back through. I also pulled one of the wires for the heating, the AC controls and stuff like that. I pulled that back through because this car doesn't have AC, heat, whatever. And I don't know if the Vintage Air has that available with it or whatever, however it goes, but we'll figure it out when we cross that bridge. So now I'm wrapping it back up, and I also went with the smaller wire loom, so that's a little bit cleaner. The big one was kind of in the way. Also, I went ahead and routed those wires for the back underneath that little rubber strip where the other wires go, the stock wires. And then I routed them through the back there. I'm probably gonna put one of those wire loom hooks, those little plastic things or that hold the wire loom so that's not like rubbing up against the metal or anything like that. It's gonna go behind the seat, so it should be just fine. No issues there. As you can see, I took out the back seat too. Then I had to take out parts of the back here, just the sides and the back piece or whatever. And so that's how that wire loom is going to get routed. I haven't done anything back here just yet because I don't know if these are going to get wired into that wiring harness right there, or I have to figure out something different. Either way, time will tell. We'll see what has to go on, but I'm gonna finish the engine management system first, and then I'm gonna move my way back as I go. And then this will probably be the last section to cinch up and get done. I put this little cup thing over here on top of the trunk lock so that I don't forget and I close the trunk, because if I close the trunk, that's pretty much it. It's not hooked up, so I don't want that to happen, you know what I mean? I obviously could probably figure out how to open it, but let's prevent any of that, wasting time on anything like that for now. That's why I put that there, just to remind me. And yeah, man, that's pretty much an update of where we're at. I've just been trying to clean stuff up in here, trying to make it more presentable. I pulled some more speaker wire out. There's another cord back here that's ran under the carpet that I'm gonna have to pull out. But yeah, I mean, we getting there, man. We getting there. So right now I am going to just wrap this back up and then reroute it, and then I'll start cutting the lengths for everything that needs to be hooked up. And then this shouldn't take too long. It's only like, I believe like 7 wires or something like that, nothing too crazy. And then the engine will be hooked up, and then I'll continue to keep moving back. All right, y'all, so we moving right along. We got the choke wired up. We got the alternator wired up. I have to figure out where I'm gonna mount that fuse block. So I'm guessing that's the newer style, which this looks actually a lot better than what is in the Elco. It's what's it called? Fusible link, I guess, is what the equivalent would be. So say for instance, if, you know, the battery were to overcharge the system or something like that, that fuse will go out before, you know what I'm saying, like it fries the electrical system, right? So I figured that out with the square body, you know, trying to figure out why it wasn't starting. But yeah, I just want to update you on the progress. I wanted to show y'all this. This is the alternator wire, you know what I'm saying? So those 2 wires that's plugged into the alternator, that's what this is, y'all. They just pretty much wrapped the wires together and then just threw some electrical tape on top of it. So this car probably has some charging issues or something like that, and that's what they did. So, man, another reason why we going through all of this stuff, man, because you just keep finding things like this, and this is like a charge wire, so like that definitely should be covered up. There's like, this is like hot, I think. You know what I'm saying? So it definitely should be covered up. And also too, it wasn't even wired right. It was wired from there to the back of the alternator. It wasn't even, you know what I'm saying? Like, pretty much what I have to do is I have to run a wire to there, you know what I'm saying? And another wire will come out the other end and go to either the starter or the battery is telling me. I'm gonna wire it to the starter, but yeah, y'all. Another reason why we get into it like this. So I got everything heat shrink. I'm heat shrinking everything, and then I got my wire loom. So yeah, man, but we're chugging right along, man. I'm gonna just keep on getting to it, and we're almost done with the engine, surprisingly. That went pretty fast. I just have to figure out where I'm gonna mount this fuse box and then connect the starter. And then this whole front section is pretty much good to go with some outliers, I should say. So yeah, let's keep moving. All right, y'all, a little update. I got the fuse, the mini fuse, attached to the firewall. I got the alternator wire ran. I got the power wire to the fuse box ran. And then I'm working on the starter wires now. And man, this car is no short of surprises, yo. I don't know if you could tell just how close that starter wire, that battery wire is to the trigger wire on the starter. It's like they was trying to arc this starter, man. Like, that's a no-no, bro. Like, that's way too close, at least too close for me. You know what I'm saying? That loosen up a little bit, that battery wire loosen up a little bit and wiggle back and forth. Go ahead and arc that starter. Yeah. But it is what it is, man. We getting it corrected now. But yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at. Pretty much got the whole front section wired in. I just gotta wait for the temp sensor and the oil sensor, and then this whole part will be done, and then we could just keep moving on. All right, y'all, so we almost got the starter all hooked up. Quick game, man. What I discovered was it's easier to cut the thicker wire like this, or the 0 gauge wire, with a pipe cutter. You know what I'm saying? I was racking my brain for a second, like, man, like these wire cutters aren't gonna work because the wire's too thick. And so I started thinking about it, and I'm like, pipe cutter might work. So what I've been doing is, you know what I'm saying, cinching it down probably about as far as you can see, like the little color mark on the wheel, and then it turns black. It's like copper and black. I'm probably going about that depth, and then I'm just going around the wire until it cuts off, and then I'm just pulling the excess. It cuts it perfect every single time. You know what I'm saying? So quick is making light work out of this too. You know what I'm saying? Because it just slide right off and it's all good, and it's just so much easier to work with. So you know what I'm saying? If y'all don't know, use a pipe cutter to cut the wire, the silicone off the wire. All right, y'all, so let me show y'all where I'm at now. Got the ignition switch in there. I think you guys have already seen that. We got the neutral safety switch done. We got the rear view, or the reverse switch, done. Right now we are wiring up the ignition switch, and let me tell y'all how tedious it is to crimp each one of these little things onto the wire, man. It's taking me about a few minutes per wire just to crimp these things on, and I got, what, 4 more to go. So I'm doing this pretty strategically. Pretty much I'm taking a section, and depending on where that section goes, I'm routing all those wires where they need to go. I haven't really sorted through all of these wires yet, because some of them are for the gauges, and then some of them are for the radio section. They're just kind of laid here. I think the ones that I pulled through here are all towards like gauges and the turns, or the headlight switch and all that kind of stuff. Everything that's over in this section. And then I got these wires, and I'm pretty much gonna cut them so that they're out the way, and then I'm gonna put them up here and run them along the steering column. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna run this along the steering column and then plug it in, because these are ran along the steering column, and I felt that it would just be clean to have them run along the steering column instead of down and around up over here how they were ran and stuff. And then obviously the other switches are routed over the steering column and will be plugged in like that. So yeah, we making real good progress, y'all. What else we got here? I gotta kind of figure out what some of these other things are for. This might be for the what is it called, window washer. This might be for the window washer. I know this is the brake switch, but there's only 2 prongs for the brake switch, and then these other ones, I don't really know what these are for. So I have to look into that a little bit deeper once I get, you know what I'm saying, to that point. But like I said, man, we chugging along. I'm gonna finish this up, and then we'll probably call it good, because this is getting to be a pretty lengthy process, y'all. So I'm gonna go ahead and wire the rest of these into the housing. So they supplied me with a new housing, so I gotta slip them in there, and then this will slip onto the part that's already existing there in the steering column. And yeah, that's how that goes. So I'm almost done, and then I'll probably separate a few more wires, and then I'm gonna call it good. All right, y'all. So now I'm gonna do just like the instructions tell me. So on the little thing, it has letters on it. So D, E, and F aren't gonna be used. And so we're gonna use the rest of these. So pretty much looking at how this goes on, it looks like the cords go this way through the little thing. So like I said, it's all labeled and stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and start putting the wires through the proper terminals. I'm gonna start with P because P is all the way over here, and I think it goes through every single one of the rest of the connectors except the last three. So I'm gonna go ahead and start matching up the colors to the correct letter, and then the ignition switch, or not the ignition switch, the turn signals, hazards, all that stuff will be wired up. Sure. So I got the turn signal switch all wired up. That's all clean, all good to go. I got to figure out which one that one is for, and then I got that one, the brake, and then I think those are the windshield wipers. I could be wrong. I'll look in there and see. But yeah, I think I'm gonna call it quits for today, man. All we have is those three connectors, and then we got everything for the gauges. So you know, oil, coolant, temp, all that kind of stuff. And then those black and white wires are gonna be over there for the radio section. So yeah, we're knocking things out, and then obviously the door section and stuff over here. I gotta figure out which wire comes in here for that. Supposedly it's only one wire, so it should be all good, but I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, man, like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and call it quits. It's starting to get a little bit colder out here. All right, y'all, that's gonna do it for this video. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Yeah, like, was just knocking it out. I'm pretty much out here every day just trying to knock out a little bit, the little bit that I can while I have the opportunity. And it's starting to come together pretty nicely. I haven't really been able to have like a full dedicated day just to knocking out the wiring. I've been like having stuff to do here and there, so it's taking me a little bit longer than I would have liked. I would have liked to have it done while it was warm outside. Now it's cold outside, and you know, we're still out here, you know, thugging it out. So it is what it is. I'm not gonna, you know, cry over spilled milk. I got most of the wires ran. The taillight section, I haven't gotten like anything done on yet. I'm just working section by section. I almost completed the front end section. I just got a couple more things to do there. And then I've been working on the mid section with all the wiring under the dash for the turn signal switches, the ignition switch, auto switches under there on the steering column. And then I'm pretty much gonna just route all the rest of the wires where they need to go. And I also did order up the dash kit for the car. So, you know what I'm saying, speedometer, tachometer, gauges. So jump down in the comment section, let me know what you think it is. Stay tuned for that video, because that will be the very next video after this, because all the wires that I have pretty much are gonna wire into that. We can wire that thing up, get that thing out the way, and then just knock out everything else. So I'm also thinking about kind of ordering the dashboard kit, or not the dashboard, the CD player too, just so that there's not wires hanging out and just kicking it everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I rode like that with the Elco for so long, just wires just hanging and doing whatever they were doing, just because I didn't have a stereo for a minute. And then also too, the gauges I didn't end up installing for a minute too. So like I snatched the old gauges that I had out of there so that I could route up something of quality because of how it was ran. And I went ahead and, you know what I'm saying, like just rolled with the wires, you know, all with electrical tape on them. And that's not how I want to roll with this. I want it to be done because once again, you know what I'm saying, the owner needs this to be solid, you know what I'm saying? So that's what we got going down. I have a mounting location for the brain for the gauges, and then also too, I'm probably gonna have another external fuse box right next to the brain of the gauges. So yeah, man, I know that was a lot. I know this is a lot, but we're knocking it out. We're getting through it. Every day is some type of progress being made. It's not like the car needs to run and drive tomorrow, and we're about to have some serious cold around here, so it's not that big of a deal anyway. I'm not even gonna be out here kicking it or doing anything out here for the next, I don't know, probably week and a half, week or whatever. And you know, I'm just trying to get that done before then, so that, you know what I'm saying, at least I know, like, okay, cool, that's done, I ain't got to worry about that, and then we can hop on to other things. So anyways, man, if you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you get a notification every single time I drop another video. And yeah, shout out to Dash for coming through and helping your boy out. Hopefully he can get back over here and help me with some more of it, because he is a tremendous help, man. And it would just go that much faster if I got some help. So, and I know he wanted to wire up the car too. And I told him, like, I got it, but you know, he's welcome to help me anytime. So yeah, so I might tell him to see if he's available or whatever, and if our schedules line up the way they need to, if he can come help me out, that would be great. Probably just the tail section, because that's pretty much all I have left. And then once the tail section is all the way complete, the car's all the way wired up, and then all we got to do is fiberglass the dash and do whatever we got to do there. And then also too, like I said, I'm taking the interior pieces out, and as I take them out, I'm gonna get them prepped, ready to get sprayed. As soon as I get a break in the weather, I'm gonna spray those up, get those all nice and pretty, and making one uniform color. And then we'll start working on the rest of the upholstery. I'm thinking hopefully soon that I could get these seats and possibly the door panels, at least the top of the door panels, sent off to the upholstery shop to get it reupholstered, because we're changing everything up in here, y'all, 100%. And then while the car is at an upholstery shop, or not the car, but the seats and everything is at the upholstery shop, we can go ahead and start on the body work. My plan is to be done with the body work by at least the end of March. At least by the end of March, so that when I start getting breaks in the weather, I can go ahead and spray it up. And the car will be sitting ready, like already painted, everything good. And then I can start attacking suspension, hopefully in April, and suspension brakes and everything else that needs to be done. That might come before, who knows, depends on the weather. And then hopefully we get her a new set of wheels, and you know, she'll be in the game for the summertime. So got a lot planned, man. It's gonna take a lot to get it done, but at least the Impala's done, almost. There's nothing really that needs to be done with that. And then I got a couple things I want to do with the Elko, which I'll knock out in the meantime, in between time, when I have days that I'm not working on the money. I just been really going hard on the money because it needs it. You know what I'm saying? It needs it. But once I get to a point where I stabilize and it doesn't need things, I could jump back on, you know what I'm saying, doing something on the other cars or whatever. But right now, this needs it, and I'm gonna get it knocked out. So anyways, man, always remember, work hard so you can live free.